All right, so today we're going to talk about giving up on a skill that allows you to extract large amounts of money, thousands of dollars that you can do from anywhere at any time. Sometimes they're better than others to do it, but why would you want to give up on that skill whenever you know what type of life that can bring you? So the reason why I decided to talk about this today is because I get a lot of comments on my videos saying that day trading is not possible. I've had people say you should give up while you can. Just a lot of negative comments, basically, just like bitch talk, like straight feminine ass boys on my page commenting some shit. And I'm just like, a lot of people are thinking that it's not possible when I read my comments. And I'm like, first of all, you can't change someone's beliefs. Like, most of the time, most of the time, they're going to be the only ones that can change their own beliefs, right? But I just don't understand. Like, that 90% of people fail in this industry, and like 70%, probably more honestly, of those 90% are because they give up. And that's honestly in every industry. Every industry has people that start and give up. Trading is just like, I want to say the barrier of entry is so low just because you can trade with paper trading accounts. You can trade with prop firm accounts that just limits your risk to like $150 a month. And it's just the barrier of entry is so low when you think about it in that sense. But if you're starting with your own capital and you're blowing challenges, of course the barrier to entry is higher because you are required to use your own capital. But I just feel like the way that the industry is progressing with time, the barrier of entry is it's getting smaller every day. And the number of people in this industry who are successful is going to get smaller every day with that. So when I see people comment talking about give up while you can, it's not possible, I'm just like, we're talking about a skill that literally allows you to extract thousands of dollars out of a market in minutes and like however long you're in a trade for. But to the ones who think that it's impossible, that's their problem. They need to figure that out themselves. But if you do know it's possible and that's something that you desire and you're going to give up after a few months, after 6 months, after a year, just to throw away the future that you could have by being able to properly execute trades that allows you to literally suck thousands of dollars out of a market every day or a few times a week, whatever it is. Like, why would you give up on that? I don't understand. Because you don't have to sit in front of the computer all day and trade. Some people like to do that. Personally, I do not want to sit in front of my computer and look at a number go up and down for anything more than 2 hours a day. Like 2 hours a day is enough for me to just, like, if I don't trade within 2 hours, I'm good. Like, I don't need to. But that just makes no sense to me. It's like, we've heard this before. Like, why would you expect it to not take a little bit of time, knowing how valuable the skill is? Why would you expect to be able to acquire it in a few months? Or like, some people are able to do it in a few months, but most people have to go through trial and error and fail and basically correct themselves. And that's what you guys are watching me do that pretty much every day on my channel. But it's just like, you've heard it from other channels, but like, you go to med school to be a doctor. That takes what, 8 years? You go to law school, that's like 6 to maybe more years. Even a undergrad degree, 4 years, and like, that doesn't even really get you too many places. It's just crazy to me that are willing to give up so quick on something that they know can like literally change their life very quickly as soon as they correct themselves and get their habits right and figure out a strategy, all that stuff. Like, I already believe that people in this industry overcomplicate trading in general because they want to be the authority in their community, which is fine. Like, there's no problem with being the one to lead a community, but some people will overcomplicate things and make it seem like it's a lot more than it really is. Like, there are so many different trading strategies that work. It is up to you as an individual to be able to execute them properly. And that's why it's like, you see traders, they'll start on one strategy. I don't know what it is. Like, it could be literally anything. Start on one strategy, and then they switched to a different strategy because they said it didn't work, when in reality, they are the ones who couldn't make the strategy work because of their own decision making. And I feel like a lot of times those are the people who, they might try a strategy or two, they might try a strategy for a month or two, switch the strategy, go to a new strategy for a month or two, completely ignore all of their own personal flaws because of their ego, and then they basically give up on trading as a whole and say that it's impossible. I don't know, maybe I just have this perspective right now because I feel like I'm seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, and I'm like 100% confident that this is something that is possible. For those of you who think that it's not possible, obviously you're going to say you should give up, because if it wasn't possible, why would you do it? I get that, but I'm of the belief that it is possible. So my advice would be, don't give up, because it doesn't make sense to give up on a skill that allows you to do what trading allows you to do in terms of freedom, making a lot of money. Just, it comes with a lot of benefits. And I feel like the beginning, it's just like any industry, like anything you start, whether it's just like the same thing in any environment, in a workplace, on a sports team. Whenever you're the first year, whenever you're a freshman, whenever you're the intern, you gotta basically do the bitch work. You gotta basically get punched in the face all the time. You have to do the shit that no one wants to do. And then after you do that, after you pass your initial like year, 2 years, or whatever you want to call it, that's when you start reaping the benefits of what you have done in the past. It's not like something you just start and then the next day you're like all of a sudden doing great. But like, people don't understand that that's how it is for every industry. Like, this is, I don't know, once again, this is coming from me who sees the light at the end of the tunnel. And it's so obvious to me that I shouldn't give up, especially where I'm at in my trading. But like, to anyone else that's trading, I would tell them you should never give up. And I've had a lot of comments of people saying to me, don't ever give up, because obviously I post videos with titles that are extremely negative because I know that attracts attention and people will click on them. So I've had people leave comments on some of my videos thinking that my title was my belief. Like, I'm looking at them right now, day trading is not possible. I had a few comments that were basically saying like, another quitter, keep going guys, just like stuff that people thought I was the one that was saying it's not possible. In reality, I was saying the opposite if you watch the video. But just like this video, I'm probably going to title it something about giving up. But yeah, I'm not going to give up. I mean, I see the light at the end of the tunnel. And I know a lot of you guys do too. I know a lot of you guys are already there, profitable traders, and you're giving me support, and I appreciate that. Let's just keep it a buck right now. Like, the people who give up on trading, but honestly, in anything, sometimes it might be worth it to give up on something and then switch to something different, depending on who you are, and what that is. But I just personally don't understand why you'd want to give up on making thousands of dollars in 20 minutes out of your day as a skill that you're going to have for the rest of your life. I don't understand why you wouldn't sacrifice 6 months, a year, even 2 years to be able to do that for the rest of your life. That makes no sense to someone who believes it's completely impossible. Once again, of course it makes sense to them. But yeah, that's the message today. The people who give up are part of that 90%. In fact, they probably make up a very, very large part of that 90% of people who are not successful. And yeah, appreciate the supportive comments you guys have been dropping. Also appreciate the hate. If you guys have some negative things to say, feel free to drop those in the comments too. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.